Excuse me. Hello, everybody. Let me check on the sound and the video. Is everything working okay? Hey, Bruce. Hey, Thomas. Stefan Geezer. Beauty Ascent. Hi. Okay, let's see. Hi, Johnny. John. Okie doke. All right. Dudes. Hey, dude. All right, let's see. Okay, hi, Watch Habit. Hi, Eddie. Got it all squared away with Mark. Mark's all set. Hi, Underachiever. Okie doke. Hi, Junior. Hi, Mark. All right. Sound, movement, all right. Hey, Sam. Williams watches. Nino. GMT Master. Okay, thank you guys for coming. Hi, Randy. Let me tell you where we are so far, and just in terms of information coming out. I thought it was a good idea to change from what is the very, very, very lowest movement on the Vaucheur with the three hands with the center seconds to one that was better for two reasons. One reason, the other one was thicker at 3.9 millimeters, and this one is thinner at 3.7 millimeters. That was one reason. The other reason was it's got double barrels, which I'm pretty sure they're in sequence, which means that it'll last a lot longer. So somebody is looking at this thing, and what they're seeing is like, well, this I know I have to be revised, but they've got the enamel dial, the Wooten Lannon and Kalen case, so a nice band of some sort, and Breguet Hands. Okay, and then on top of that, there's a Vaucheur movement with double barrels. So that, and I don't think it's, I hope not. I haven't done the pricing yet, what it's going to cost. Okay. All right, let's see. So let's see what's going on here. All right. The RLD is unfortunately on its way. FedEx guy came 2 hours ago. I'm going to miss it. Yeah, I've been missing it for a while. Okay, let's see. Let me give you guys some updates on some things. I emailed the Wooten Lannon and Kalen and asked them what it would cost to have how much a case would be, and whether they did only 25. They said they'd do from one to how many ever we wanted. So that put another thought in my head, but I have a feeling there's probably a not insignificant charge. Okay, Mark J, you got your attention. All right, we'll have a lesson in French too. Oh man. Okay, so this is what they told me, and they said my Google French wasn't so bad, which was really nice. No one's ever said my French is anything but terrible, so that was nice to hear. But it was Google French, so it doesn't count. So now, what what they said was sort of interesting. They said, "Yeah, we're all, we'd like to do something like that." And they said, "Well, what we'll need a 2D and a 3D rendering of the final drawing." And man, that sounds like a technical drawing, which would mean it would have to figure out the size of the movement, which isn't, which is, by the way, too, I have the updated one in English, and I'll put it here for you guys to see. Hi, Mazine, how you doing? And what I was hoping they would do is they would say, okay, give us the dimensions of the movement, and we know what to do. But instead, they wanted a 3D, a 2D, and a 3D. This is the best I can do with 2D. And I put it up, and one guy was whining about the quality of it. What? I'm no artist. Okay, here's some stuff I'll send to you guys. This is it's called Seed VMF 3002. Okay, it has hour, minute, and SC is center seconds, and I think it's French for seconde, center. I don't know if we have any French speaking people here. You can tell me if I'm wrong about that. Okay, so let me give you some other stuff they have. This one I don't remember. Power reserve. I think this one has. Whoops. This one also has a power reserve indicator, I think. Power reserve 50. Yeah. I have AutoCAD, but cannot operate it. That's okay. I got a lot of stuff I can't operate. Stefan, yeah, Stefan. Oh, okay. No E at the end. All right. Topping up my aquariums while watching, hoping it doesn't go pear-shaped. I like double barrel movements. Yeah, I do too. All right. So let's see now. What else do we have? 50 hours. Okay. The power reserve is 50, which is, see, number of components. We don't need. What I'm doing is that I'm trying to get all this stuff so I can send it to you. Balance. They have a variable inertia. Some of these things. Okay, they have the variable inertia means that it's a free sprung balance, which is really nice. And anybody who gets it, they're going to have it. Okay, Geezer's got a question. Are you installing two barrels to increase the power reserve, deliver even power to the escapement? Let's see now. If that would depend, Geezer, on whether or not, this is what I'm trying to give you guys this information for. I've got to sort of untangle it from what I do usually is I copy and paste it into a text file, and that way it doesn't have any control characters in there. Okay, let me, in fact, why don't I read it to you guys? This would probably be easier. Okay, it's 4 hertz frequency on it. It has a free sprung balance. And let me see, power reserve is 50 hours. That sounds pretty close to the other one. So let me see what they have about that. Type of oscillating weight is tungsten. Oscillating weight, winding direction, single direction. What I'm not sure. Does anybody know? Again, I'm not big into automatics, and but maybe some of you guys know. Hi, Blake. Um, what and hi, Graham. The thing I was wondering about is some of them are one direction and some are both directions. And I was wondering if there was any reason for that. Yeah, Geezer, you're right. Okay, let's see. Single direction clockwise. Okay, double barrel. Yeah, oh boy. Now let's make sense of this one. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is what it says. Boom. I'm glad you had a super cool history teacher. This is, hi, you remember my history teacher. He was a jerk. Okay. Let's see. All right, here we go. It's double barrel rapid rotation in series. Okay. Um, yeah, it is, Mark. If you have some ideas on that, different looking. The reason I like that particular case is that it looks like one of Wooten Lannon's case. That's it. Uh, okay. All right. Yeah. No. 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 Eddie L. Behave yourself. Um, okay. Double barrel rapid rotation in series. I'm not. mm, I'm not sure. Junior, we're trying to stay in your price range. Relax. This is all hypothetical. Okay. Hi, James. The IWC Peloton system was, I think, the first bidirectional. It uses a Paul system. Okay. Do you know what the difference is, you guys, between a bidirectional rotator and a unidirectional? I mean, why one or the other? Um, I wouldn't be sure. What do you think about Chain and Fusee? Blake, I really like Chain and Fusee. The problem with them is they tend to be pretty big. I mean, so you need this watch right here is Vacheron Constantin 1972. Um, with a Fusee and chain, I think you get them pretty fat. Now I know a guy who bought 1,000 Fusee and chain movements. He didn't. I have no idea why he bought them. But I thought, well, maybe I could talk to him and see what get a Fusee and chain and make a watch out of that. And now that would be really cool because if you the only Fusee and chain I know on a watch right now is a Longa. They have one, and of course it's extremely expensive. Um, Wanted to mention the Caliber SH21 from Christopher Ward. Yeah, I like that, and I like Graham. I really like what they've done with the SH21. Now, what they did was that they sort of bought a guy and his company or something like that in Switzerland, and he created that movement, and they've done a lot with it. So really like that. We need an advertisement stating how we're disrupting the watch industry. H. Moser used to do that and had a ball, and they always had some fun things that they did with it, and got him into a lot of trouble. I don't know if it helped sell watches or not. Okay, is he selling some? Eddie, that's what I got to find out. There's no way that I can do a 3D rendering of the of the case, just because I don't know how to do that. Mark J was asking, well, what about another case? Maybe there is an off the rack case. I was looking at a number of other cases, and yeah, maybe that's a possibility. It, they wouldn't the ones that are the best priced are the ones from China, and they're basically stainless steel, and they have all kinds of variations and prices and so forth. There used to be a place in Germany that had some fairly expensive ones, but some very good ones, and I'm trying to relocate that right now. Ferdinand Berthold has one, but it's also pricey. Okay. Breguet also has one. Oh, is he? Yeah. Okay. You said now. Let's see who's got. Breguet also has a Fusee and chain. I didn't realize that. And Ferdinand Berthold has one. Yeah, pricey is right. Let's see. Yeah, Geezer's right about that. The only watch I have with double barrels that's in parallel is my Chronomat Souvain. I don't even know if they have. I don't know if Washer has watches like that. I haven't looked, but that would be interesting. Hi, Vahush. Romain Gauthier Logical One is a 14.2 Fusee and chain, or chain and Fusee. Okay, yeah, Romain Gauthier stuff is really the logical one. Is those are wonderful watches. They're very, I mean, they're crazy expensive for me. 14.2 millimeter thick. That is thick. I mean, if the ones we're looking at are, if they're what, 3.7 millimeters thick, imagine what a 14.2 millimeter would be. Love the large cane. You know, Geezer, I tell you something. If you really want a Fujian chain that's fairly affordable, where you can find them, if you Google in a pocket watch, there are a lot of pocket watches that have Fujian chains that are not too expensive. They're probably I don't know what kind of shape they're in, but if it would be sort of a cool watch because I've always liked that idea. And the thing is that they're supposed to be very precise. Who knows? Okay, let's see. Is Crappy here? Hi, Crappy. Let's see, Mark. Okay, they're talking to somebody else. Richard Lang, Pour la Mer, Chain Fusee. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, Geezer. That also has dual escapement. Correct. Okay, that Geezer. I see. Are the morning people contributing to this, or are they just benefiting from the brainstorm sessions? Well, if you'd show up, you'd find out, Eddie. No, they're like we are. I mean, they're just sort of people who are not, who are sort of, they're just doing it on the other side of the world. Okay, I'm scared of Bjorn. He would chew you out if he ever sees you wearing any other brand besides his. Yeah, well, he's not going to catch me that way. Okay, I think they're following our ideas. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you're following theirs. I don't know. It's like the morning people aren't a different, breed. Bruce's goes to both of them, I think. Uh, and some other people, are both times. It's just like everyone else. They're following your ideas. Okay, let's see. Okay, so where are we on this thing? And what are some alternatives? The What I'm thinking of doing, I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to take a look at that Opion with that case that I like with the teardrop plugs. I'm going to take a picture of that and send it to the Wooten Lannon and Kayan and said, look, I don't know how to do a 3D thing. This is what we're trying to find out about what it would cost us to do this. And we have almost no skills whatsoever, except I think there's some people here who are good in marketing, and so maybe we're looking at the feasibility of it, and if we could get sort of a ballpark idea, I don't know how you'd say that in French, but it would try something like that. Okay, Okay, let's see. Yeah, Junior, I know we all. Yeah, I've been having it. When I met Jorn, I wore the Landsberg one L1 to play it safe. Yeah, yeah. Eddie had his own watch on. Actually, the one that Eddie made was pretty. I mean, if the finishing did a pretty good job on that. Have we mentioned Meister Singer movements? No, what do you know about those, Graham? They only got one hand. That's estimate. No skills, but we have passion. There you go, Mark. That's what they advertise. If you got marketing and passion, we got passion. We've got no talent, no money, but passion. That's yeah, we can beat them on that one. And we can make up stories, which means we can do marketing, at least some of it. No offense against any marketers here. Um Park de Bruce Park de ballpark figure. Oh, hey, beauty of scent. Um, okay, tis about passion. We have drive too. There you go. We got drive, passion, no talent, no money. So, so I weld the dangerous screwdriver. That's true. Wield. Okay, just put in all the watches and TikTok for the kids. That's a by the way, too, I discovered that Blake, are you talking about the TikTok site that sells watches? Those guys have some very nice watches, and he's pretty cool guy, too. Okay, Master Singer affordable double barrel movement. Okay, Graham, does that have do they have it in a three-hand version? Hi, Tim. Yeah, Tim was there this morning. Tim, they were wondering whether, in fact, it was Mark J who asked this, whether the morning people were just copying the afternoon people. I don't know. I think it's circular. Everybody helps everybody else. Hi, Ian. Hi, yeah, glad you made it, Ian. I got your, I got your email, and I'm going to have to try to get some more information, but thanks for those pictures that you had. Did you send some more pictures? Because there was a thing I got that had picture, but there were no pictures with it. I'll take a look at it later and let you know. No, the video sharing app. Oh, okay. Um, hey, Truth Fears, how you doing? There was some lip sync and dance around like idiots. Okay. Um, was on, right. A portrait of Ginny. Okay, let's see. Best sports watch for 20,000. I can do less than that, I think. I think it's quite a what's that? The Vacheron Constantin Quadrille. Quadrille. That one is my favorite. That's under 20. My favorite 20K sports watch is that's probably it. Would be the Quadrille, and it's under 20,000. Okay. Uh Okie doke. Good air. All right. Underachieving, I slack off on both ends of the day. Yeah. Okay. Nat King Cole song. Daytonac. All right. Overseas. Do you think Ed Melon is the next JC Beaver? Beaver. I Beaver. I hope not. Beaver is, I don't know why he reminds me of he's the kind of, I think, driving force that a lot of sort of mordant watch companies need to stir them up. Um, I think as else does. Okay, my friend just turned 40 and did the new Drake dance. I unfriended him and blocked him in my contacts. I'm about to be 30 this year and can't even imagine acting like a moron to do that. I don't even know what the Drake dance is. Um, if I did any dance, I may break something. So, uh, when is the watch going into production? Geezer, this is simply, I mean, we're not anywhere near going into production. This is simply sort of a proof of concept. I mean, trying to get an idea. If we work all of these things out, what I hope we can come up with is some realistic idea of what the production costs are, and if using somebody else does the work to create the case, movement, dial, and hands and strap. Those are the really the five components that go into a watch. We don't need any kind of talent other than uh, sort of an assembling it, okay? And by assembler, there's a French term for places like uh, Jacques SA used to be. They were simply assemblers, but they would start with an iboche and then put the whole thing together. And the iboche doesn't come with the balance and the hairspring, so they'd have to get their hairsprings from one place and then the iboche from somewhere else, and then put the whole things together. I put one watch together, took it apart, and put it together again. So that's about the extent of my talent. Speaking of dance, you've got to show us some moves. You're seeing them right now, Mark. This is it. Okay, what kind of hands design? Okay, we had talked about simply Breguet. Any other ideas other than Breguet for hands? Uh, us watch geeks should have our watch app. Call it not the hookers. Let's see. Okay. Um, okay. All right. Brigade hands are always have these little skinny hands, but with the little moons near the tips of them, you can see where they are, and they're really easy to tell time with. Um, Brigade hands are a must. Okay. Uh, Bruce has told us we got to have brigade hands. Okay, I like the hands that Grand Seiko uses on the snowflake. I don't know what those look like. Are those? I just don't know. I mean, I've used a lot of different kinds of hands. See what I got here. These are just like I can't even tell. This one has like I think like a little looks like a little spade at the end. It's hard to tell on this one. And on the small seconds, it's got a little looks like a little counterweight. This one, these are like little spears, I guess is what they'd call them. But they're all kinds of different hands. But I agree with Bruce. The Breguet hands, I think, would be the way to go. Okay, Dauphine hands. Blake. Let's see. Did Breguet wear a beret? Let's see. I don't know. I haven't seen pictures of him in a beret, but he has the head for it. I'll tell you that. Circling. Yeah. Did Breguet wear a Breguet? I don't know. Geezer, if you are a true geezer, you'll get one of these. You will need a beret. They are wonderfully comfortable. And I don't know why people make such a big deal about them. People wear baseball hats and they're not baseball players. Oh, okay. I like Breguet Hands, but think we need something unique for our brand. Perhaps a sideways beret. You know, I tell you one thing that Ophium did, and they're so proud of it. They have, and I like Ophium, by the way. I love them. They're doing in a way a lot of the ideas that came from what they did. They have that sort of resurrected techno time movement, and it looks like it's and then they have it all roughed up like it is sitting on a moonscape getting hit by gamma rays or something. But they invented their own hand shape, and it looks like a giant, I don't know, like a giant arrow. I don't know if you've seen it though. You got to take a look at Ophium watches because they break down in their advertisement exactly who made what, which and then the price of them are really worth it, I think. And then they have all this guilloche, and they tell you who did the guilloche, and then they said, "Well, we made the hand. We have this unique hour hand." Nothing wrong with your beret or any hat. Thank you. Yeah, I got some cool hats. Hey, Forbin, how you doing, man? Can you superimpose the name of the watch you're wearing? For example, in your Frederick Constant video, you did just. I did a Frederick Constant video. I don't. I don't think I have. Have I? I may have. It's just the one I had today. I did late, by the way. I stayed up late watching Prime Video, and I mean, really too late. And I got up early because I remembered that I'd been working on it, and it was. Have you ever worked on a project and you keep working on it and working on it, and it keeps getting more and more interesting, and so you you miss the deadline? That's what happened to me today. I started working on that. What's that called? I think it was the Frederick. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Frederick Piguet's. I think it was 1815. I forgot what the exact caliber on that was, and so as I'm going through this, I'm finding stuff I never knew before, and that's what I like about watch collection is discovering new stuff, and that Frederick Piguet movement, chronograph movement. It was really funny because they were talking about it. They made it in 1987, and then they made a wind up version, and then almost immediately they made um, an automatic one. And the reason that that's important, there's this great um, big story about how El Primero and Dupree de Pras, where they were competing and who could make the first one. And I guess it was sort of a group of watch companies versus Zenith and their El Primero, and they were going at it. I don't know what year that was, but anyway, so long in 1987, Frederick Piguet said, "Well, let's make a wind up," and then that same year they said, "Well, we'll just make an automatic." And so I don't know how they did it. Anybody, people don't wear berets, and I don't know why. When I was in Europe, we were on a train out to see Rolf Lang in Dresden, and I saw this guy. He was standing at the railroad station, and this is in Germany. He had a beret on, and nobody made a big deal about it. When I was in New York, the last time before last, my wife and I went into this pizza joint right around the corner from uh, right up the street from Grand Central Station. And these guys, I walked in there with this beret, and I thought New Yorkers were supposed to be sophisticated, and they looked at me like I was from another planet. So I was like, "What?" All right. Thoughts on FPJ, the Jorn Society chronometer. Is that the new one they just had a video on today, Geezer? There was some video and I missed it. I don't know what it is. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Let's see. I had a call. What'd you miss? Well, we had that streaker who ran behind me. I don't know where she went. Sorry, Junior, you missed that. Okay, Frederick Piguet, follow the movement. Yeah, that's the one. So I meant flash a superimposition of the name on a watch you wear. Okay. Like you mean like this one? Um, this is just a Vacheron Constantin 1972. And the reason I wore it is it also has a base of a Frederick Piguet movement. I see what you mean, though. That's a good idea. I'll see if I can do that. Okay, let's see. I might be the one to wear. Okay, every idiot wears baseball caps for sports that are not baseball, even soccer. Makes less sense than a beret. There you go, Forbin. You tell them. That's, yeah. I also have plenty of baseball hats too. I have my. I would love to have an FP Jorn beret, but he just has a baseball hat right now. What age did you start wearing your beret? Adrian, when I retired. Okay. It wasn't an age, it was a situation. When I went to work, I didn't wear a hat. And oh yeah, I did too. I had those I guess they're Irish caps. It's sort of our cabbies caps. I always wore those. Those are wool and they were comfortable or none at all, depending on that. But it just I it, what is the big deal about it? Like I said, they're comfortable. They're the most comfortable hat I think you can have. Okay. We're going with Asaji Hands and Roman numerals now. Salmon dial. Oh boy, yeah, I like that with the big onion crown. I like that too. That does sound like fun. Poor Junior, he's picking on him. Uh, Truth Thursday, Tremont, Massachusetts. That's nearby. Graz, Austria. Americans wear baseball shoes with a suit. Oh yeah, one thing. I am really big on comfort and clothes, and one of the things that always drove me crazy in it because it hurts your feet were those high heels that women wore, those real high spiky ones. And so, when I see a woman all dressed up and she's crocking along in regular, walking shoes and stuff, really comfortable ones, I thought, my God, thank goodness you're not going to break your leg. I don't know. I have two granddaughters, and so I think I'm turning into this sort of like meddling grandfather. Like, I don't know, they shouldn't be wearing those shoes and things. The Joran Society chronographer was produced for the top collectors a few years ago. It's basically a CS with a blue dial and oh yeah, I think I've seen it, but I didn't realize what it was. One thing that Jorn does, he comes out with some special ones like that Holland and Holland. I love the Holland and Holland. That is really cool. No, Mark, I don't have a cowboy hat. It's funny because I try to think when I lived in Texas, I never wore a cowboy hat. I wore a baseball cap. That was the weather there was a little too warm. These are, you know, when these are great for warm weather. Uh, okay, just wish their finishing was better. Blake, whose finishing is that? Okay, Beauty of Scent. Where's Beauty of Scent from? Okay, sounds like my Hobring. Outback has blooming onion crowns. Yeah, I love those things. Oh, those giant blooming onions. Those are so good. You know, walk in there and eat a blooming onion and walk out 10 pounds heavier too. Those you got to be careful about. Okay, let's see what's going on. Would you all right, let's see. The coaxial from Omega is pretty nice. Do they make it in manual wind? Boy, Blake, that's a good question. I don't know. That's a really good question. You know, this is the other question I guess I have. Why don't more watch companies use the coaxial, the George Daniels escapement? I don't know why they don't. Now, maybe it's like it's too hard to do something with, too hard to rearrange other things. I'm not sure. The Damascus steel dial of Holland and Holland is truly mesmerizing. Yeah, you know the other thing about that geezer is that it's a time only. There's no small seconds and there's no power reserve indicator. It's just that gunmetal. The thing is that this FP Journe has a big collection of watches of gunmetal watches. For some reason, he thinks gunmetal is really cool, and so he has all of these other watches that are made of gunmetal. You know, and what he had, I think, when he bought the Holland and Holland, he bought these Holland and Holland shotgun barrels, and I guess he had to melt them down or something. And I don't think he could just put them in a big melting pot and melt them all and come out with some Holland and Holland. Those Holland and Hollands are essentially their chronomet souverain or a chronomet blue with just the hours and minutes. Good looking watches. I really like them, but they're expensive. Whoa, super expensive. Okay, all right. Let's see the Sapphire Sandwich. Oh, that's right. Is a Sapphire Sandwich? Does that have the coaxial escapement? I didn't realize it did. One of the things that when I was looking at some Omegas, the Sapphire Sandwich, maybe that was the one I was thinking of. That's sort of the newer version of the old 318 or whatever the original Moonwatch was. Smith and Wesson cooking oil. You know, this is one thing. It sounds funny for this part of the country, but Hartford, Connecticut, uh, used to have one of the biggest gun producers in the country. At the end of World War II, Hartford was the richest city in the country because they made so many weapons. And up the road, just over the border in Springfield, is where Smith and Wesson is. George Daniels initially approached Paddock with a coaxial concept, but they rejected it. You know, Geezer, so did Rolex, so did everybody else. And also, too, the story of how he got the patent office rejected his patent several times because of the way that he worded it. They said, oh, well, one of those already exists. And it didn't, but he had to change the wording of it. With all the bezel world and SIA bezel world, the SIHH shows canceled, likely to cost. Couldn't try an online show instead and charge the big watch companies to advertise in it. You know, yeah, they could. I think this entire experience of this whole pandemic is going to change the way things are marketed. I got a feeling that some places that won't be around anymore, some of the brick and mortar places, which in a way is a shame because, you know, if you go to the mall or something, you can't see them. You know, there'll be the only thing left will be the Apple store. Okay, it could be presented like a tour through a virtual pavilion. Yeah. Um, okay. Blake, it's Rolaids. Okay. Okay, now come on now. No, we're let's not say bad things about any watch brand, all right? And unless there's really a mean one. But the other ones, we got to be nice because you know some people have watches they really like a lot, and they may be the brand that you're making fun of. So okay, Richard Simmons on a wheelchair. What? There will be insurance companies. All right. Let's see, where have we gone? Around the fairs, Blake. See, Rolex, or as the rappers say, that's my best investment because, oh my goodness. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, listen, we've gone over again and I've got to run. Um, I'll sort of keep trying to find out more and more about some stuff that we can put together, uh, you know, for this. Any other ideas? One that Mark had was to try an Edwardian font. And I thought, well, I'll put together something with my limited artistic skills and do that. We can talk about that too. And any other ideas you have about possible movements or case sources and so forth. Hasta mañana.